It's week 1 of the National Football League.
And we've got two teams who were AFC rivals for almost 25 years.
It's the Broncos and the Seahawks
Under the lights on Monday night.
Renamed in late 2020, there's a look at Lumen Field here in Seattle, Washington. Tonight, it's our first Monday night game of the new season, and we've got a good one coming up between the Denver Broncos and the Seattle Seahawks. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, welcoming you to the end of Week 1 of the 2022 season. And the appeal for this one, it's obvious. No surprise it's been saved for primetime, CD. These two franchises involved in a blockbuster deal in the offseason that, of course, dealt that quarterback from Seattle to Denver, and now he gets to face his former team.
That quarterback, Russell Wilson, and his first game back in Seattle, his biggest deal, making sure he goes to the proper locker room. Let's face it, Denver had to have a quarterback. We're used to this franchise being one of the best ones in the NFL. 5 straight losing seasons despite talented rosters. Seattle, they experienced their first losing season last year since 2011, going 7-10. As we begin this new season, high expectations for both, but both with major differences leading their squads.
The first of 2 here on a Monday night, the opener for these two teams as we're underway on EA Sports. Takes it at the 7. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. As Seattle's offense comes onto the field, we'll see a 10-year veteran under center, guy who broke into the league as a starter back in 2013, Geno Smith.
I still remember back in 2013 when he was drafted out of West Virginia. He was coming off of back-to-back 4,000-yard seasons for the Mountaineers. Hadn't seen as much game time in recent years, but at one point, a capable starter in the NFL.
Three tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Smith going to look to throw right away. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. But not the graphic that this fan base wants to see week 1, Charles. They were hoping to see key acquisitions, some bright spots. Instead, we're talking about injuries, preseason injuries that have guys missing here in this one.
And even in today's football, where everyone does their best to try and have their starters ready for week 1, guys still have to practice, they still have to train, and injuries do crop up. You're exactly right about that, though, Brandon. None of the people supporting this team wanted to see that graphic on the screen at the start of this game.
Finding space at the 40. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
First down by Noah Fant, and you're reminded watching him play that he's one of the most athletic tight ends we saw coming out of college in recent years. Every route and every catch can be turned into a bigger play with what he can do as an athlete in the open field. A nice big play from him there for the first down.
Now Geno on 1st down. That one thrown away from the pocket. And the officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass.
No receivers open, so he was forced to put that one into Puget Sound. That's a great job defensively blanketing those receivers, and ultimately, a smart idea by him just to get the ball out of there.
To the air again, Smith. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Well, that's not just his first, not his second, already his 3rd completion here on the opening drive. And I think it's safe to say that getting him the ball in this game, one of their top priorities.
And the top priority for the defense has got to be finding ways to cover him. And I don't think you can have one basic coverage to get it done. You have to throw a number of coverages at him, make him think as he's running downfield, and hope you can create a little bit of havoc. They had yet to run the ball at all on this drive, but 3rd and short, Definitely was a great time to dial one up.
And they'll run. It's Ken Walker. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
Well, I would have figured after the 9-yard run on the previous play, getting 1 more yard wouldn't have been much of a problem. But apparently it was, and now it's 3rd down.
Eighth play of this opening drive coming up. This is 3rd down. Throwing now is Geno. That's complete to deep. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
Let's face it, everybody at the start of a game has a mental image of how they expected to go, and I think that was going exactly as they scripted it offensively. Moving the ball well, seemingly in control, and that fumble, that's got to be a little bit deflating, don't you think?
Yep, foiled the whole plan there, turned the ball over. Now here's Russell Wilson, 11th season in the league. First, of course, with Denver after a high-profile trade this offseason that saw him dealt from Seattle.
The Denver Broncos knew exactly what they wanted when they acquired Russell Wilson. They wanted to bring in a quarterback who was durable, consistent, and a proven winner to take a talented roster back to the postseason. And Russell Wilson, he was all of those things in Seattle. 1 losing record in 10 seasons, missed only 3 games in that time, and made 9 Pro Bowls.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. These fans here in Seattle getting the chance to see Russell Wilson play his first game for a franchise other than theirs. And Russell's 10 seasons in a Seahawk uniform, he went 104, 53-1 in the regular season, threw for over 37,000 yards, almost 300 touchdowns. A Pro Bowler 9 of his 10 seasons with the Seahawks, and of course led them to victory over, ironically, the Denver Broncos in Super Bowl 48.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. On 3rd down, Wilson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this drive will start on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line.
Tell me I didn't just see these first 2 possessions. I mean, is this one of those cases of anything you can do, I can do
better?
Maybe not better, huh?
Worse?
Yeah, just a little bit. Very sloppy start. I think maybe a case of the nerves for both teams.
And now we're back to an even playing field. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their 2nd drive. They've got the ball in a great spot here, already inside the red zone following that fumble recovery. Following the fumble recovery, Smith. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into a bigger point. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here. Getting 3 points at the end of this drive, that would feel disappointing.
They'll try for the first with Walker. But he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4.